Welcome back. Jared Roboski here with Trading Basics. This is Volume 3, Trend Lines. Trend lines is one of the most important topics when trading. And the reason why is you're going to use a trend line to manage your risk and enter trades. So what I have here is a simple horizontal. And you can notice we have a downtrend here. A trend is truly defined as anything that has at least 3 touches. But what you really want to do is start to notice the trend once there's about 2 touches, right? So once this peak happened and then this peak happened and it started coming down, you could draw a line here and say, you know what? There's a trend there. And you might as well extend that line out. And guess what? It was respected a 3rd time. And you can pull that out even further. And right now, we just hit it a 4th time. And so far, have rejected. Had a good bounce at the end of the week there. But this is how I use trend lines to place trades. So after we had this bullish engulfing candle here, I wait for a retest the next day. I buy back in here. I rode this trend up and have exited some positions around here because most likely we will have a little bit of a pullback here. Now, I don't know if we're going to make a lower low or not. Let's put in a trend line on the bottom here. We can see initially we hit there. That was a very sharp downside. It looks like so far this downside is going to stop, especially if Powell at the time stops hiking. But what you can do here is you could exit a long position, or you could choose to take a short position here. And we'll get into in a later video. It's just a few videos away in the series. We'll talk about risk management and how you could enter a short right here and if the daily closes above this daily candle's open, it would also close above this trend line, and you would know that you were wrong on that short. So that's pretty close to knowing where you're wrong, so this wouldn't be a bad area to take a short. But we'll get into more details on trades and how to take trades, how to short. There's several ways to do it, and we'll get into those subjects here soon. Well, thank you very much for joining us on Trendlines. Oh, let's check out some other trend lines and see what else is going on here. See if we can find any other trend lines, any other long-term data here. So that would be a diagonal trend line. Those are respected. But what are respected even more often, a lot of times, are these horizontal trend lines. So we can see this was respected as a top here, rejected, broke through, came back, retest, and came off. And then we came all the way down this year. And we did have one throwover candle here. And then since then have bounced very hard and come up. So only time will tell if we put in a new low or if this will hold. But you can use your trend lines and horizontal trend lines to see, well, if this breaks, where would be the next target? Well, the next target to the upside would probably be around here, 4,300. As we can see, this area has been respected multiple times throughout history, and that's what would create a trend line, support and resistance. And then to the downside, if this broke down, where would we come to? You would have stops along the way, but most likely down here to this 3,200 area. So those are a few different trends that we're currently in. And that would be on higher time frames. And if we wanted to look at this on some lower time frames, let's check this out on the 4-hour. And what we can see here is on the 4-hour, we have some other trend lines. Let's put some in here. We can see we have a touch here. Rejected, rejected. Eventually it broke through, came back, back tested this, and since we have bounced and we're headed back to the upside. Okay? Let's see if we can find any other trend lines on this lower time frame. Looks like there's a trend. This previous top was a bottom here that ended up gapping up and going all the way up here. It was also respected in this area for closes. Okay, so that's how you can use trend lines to take trades and manage your risk, right? So you could decide to, okay, if you took this position, remember we had this yellow trend line coming down here. You can exit your trade if you were long from this area and went up here. You could exit here to manage risk. And then as it pulled back, you can say, you know what, I want to take another shorter term trade. Remember, we're on a shorter time frame, so this could be a shorter term trade. You wait for this retest. Boom, bounces off of support. You could re-enter that trade, and you could take that to here. Or just wait and see if you have an actual breakout and retest this high here. But it looks like you probably have some stops along the way because you could actually put in multiple areas of support and resistance throughout this climb. So that's it for right now on trend lines. And thank you for joining us. The next topic will be volume. So stay tuned for the topic on volume. Thank you so much. Have a great day.